I want to divorce my husband, but everyone keeps telling me I will die alone if I do so. What is the best course of action? My 37F recently discovered that my husband 40M was cheating on me with none other than our daughter's teacher. This revelation hit me hard, especially considering we've been married for 15 years and together for a total of 20. It's been a long journey filled with ups and downs, but I never expected this betrayal. We have 3 beautiful children, aged 12M, 9F and 4F, who are my world. The thought of them being caught in the middle of this heartbreaking situation makes it even more challenging. I took immediate action by reporting the teacher and making the difficult decision to separate from my husband. For me, cheating has always been a non-negotiable deal breaker in a relationship, so I didn't hesitate to serve him with divorce papers. Despite his pleas and numerous apologies, I remained firm in my decision. It's been about 15 months since I initiated the divorce process, and the emotional toll has been immense. Throughout this ordeal, I've had friends and family members try to convince me to reconsider my decision. I've been bombarded with advice from all directions, but the most common sentiment I've heard were, all men cheat. If I leave my husband and find a new man, the chances that he will cheat on me is still high. Better to stay with him. I will be a single mom. A single mom with 3 kids have a difficult time finding a new partner. We have baggage. Besides, I am 37. I should just let him cheat because at the end of the day, he still provides and pays the bills. Think about your kids and how it will affect them. Divorce is always harsh on kids. I am taking their father away from them. I've tried to push aside all the opinions and advice I've been getting, but something my mother said really struck a chord with me. My mom went through a similar situation. She divorced my dad when she found out he cheated. After the divorce, my dad ended up leaving us and we hardly have any contact with him now. My mom told me that sometimes she regrets divorcing my dad. She believes that if she had tried harder to work things out, he might still be a part of our lives today. One of the reasons she remained single until I was 18 was because she wanted to protect me from potentially harmful situations with strange men who might try to take advantage of me. She asked me to really think about the consequences of my decision. She shared her own experiences to caution me against rushing into anything and to consider the long-term impact on our family. It's given me a lot to ponder as I try to navigate this difficult situation. I've spent a lot of time mulling over my feelings and the situation at hand. Whenever I see him now, I can't even bear to look at him. His face fills me with disgust. The last time he tried to touch my arm, I instinctively pulled away. The thought of being intimate with him, or even just being in close proximity, feels unbearable. The idea of never dating again doesn't really bother me, but I've always struggled with abandonment issues. Thinking about my children adds another layer to my decision-making process. I worry about the impact on them if we were to separate. Would it be better for them to grow up with both parents together, even if we're just living like roommates? On the other hand, how can I stay with a man who I find so repulsive now? The thought of spending the rest of my life in a loveless marriage, merely coexisting as roommates, is not what I envision for myself or our family. I'm torn and really need some guidance and insights to help me figure out what the right thing to do is for me and my children. Any advice or perspective would be greatly appreciated as I navigate this difficult decision. Update. I just wanted to share a quick update with everyone. I recently underwent LASIK surgery on my eyes, which meant I had to stay away from screens for 48 to 72 hours, so I wasn't able to respond to all the PMS and comments right away. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who reached out and shared their perspectives. Your insights really opened my eyes and made me rethink some things. I had been pretty confident in my decision, thinking I was doing the right thing for myself and my family. However, hearing from others who suggested that I reconsider made me question whether I was on the right path. But after reading through all your comments and messages, it's helped to clarify things for me. It's given me a better understanding of my situation and what I need to do moving forward. So where does that leave us now? I had a discussion with my soon-to-be ex, and we're trying to navigate this difficult time while keeping our children's best interests at heart. Your input has been invaluable, and I appreciate everyone who took the time to share their thoughts and advice. During my LASIK surgery, my STBX unexpectedly showed up to be there for me. I hadn't asked him to come, but he came anyway. After the surgery, he drove me home and really stepped up to help out around the house. Given the restrictions post-surgery, like avoiding pressure on my eyes and keeping them free from dust, many chores became quite challenging for me. But he took care of everything from dusting and cooking to laundry. He even made sure I remembered to use my eye drops regularly. It felt comforting to have him by my side during this vulnerable time, and for a moment I thought maybe things were turning around. However, I've been doing a lot of thinking about his sudden helpfulness. The truth is, he's never been this proactive about doing chores or taking care of things unless I specifically asked him to. Even when I've been sick with the flu in the past, he hasn't gone out of his way like this. It makes me wonder if he's only doing all this to win me over and be on my good side. Then there's the fact that the messages he exchanged with his affair partner still haunt me. Those messages are etched in my mind, and it's hard to forget the pain and humiliation my kids and I went through because of his actions. Doing a couple of days' worth of chores doesn't erase the betrayal or the scars it left behind. So, while his recent gestures were appreciated, they don't outweigh the trust that's been broken or the doubts that linger in my mind. It's going to take a lot more than a few acts of kindness to rebuild what's been shattered. I decided to sit him down for a serious conversation, and I found it easier to face him wearing my glasses. I wanted to be clear and direct about my feelings and decisions. I told him that I'm still moving forward with the divorce, but I reassured him that I have no intention of keeping his kids away from him. After all, he's still their dad, and they deserve to have both parents in their lives. Living under the same roof with him is something I can't imagine anymore. Even if we were to go to counseling together, I don't think I could ever truly let go of the pain and betrayal caused by his infidelity. Our kids deserve better than parents who harbor resentment towards each other. It's healthier for everyone involved if we part ways and focus on co-parenting. I did suggest family counseling, not to save our marriage, but to help us become the best co-parents we can be for our children. However, the idea of us being husband and wife again is completely off the table for me. He can harbor resentment towards me if he needs to, but he still needs to be there for our kids. He agreed, although I could see the sadness in his eyes. He apologized for everything he's done and opened up about his affair. He admitted that he got caught up in the excitement of it all, thinking it would be an escape from our mundane lives. But he didn't realize the gravity of what he was risking and losing in the process. He told me he's ended things with his affair partner and even blocked her contact. He acknowledges that his actions not only destroyed our marriage, but also had consequences for her career. He mentioned feeling like he let his kids down and said he's decided never to date again. I advised him not to make promises he might not be able to keep, as only time will tell how things unfold for him. It's a tough situation for both of us, but we're trying to find a way to move forward for the sake of our children. We're facing another challenge with our kids now that the situation has become more public. My oldest son is aware of what's going on because rumors have reached his school, and to make matters more complicated, the teacher involved was also my middle child's teacher, so she's aware of the situation too. My oldest son's reaction has been particularly tough to witness. He's not speaking to his dad and has even refused to eat the meals he cooks. Instead, he's been sticking to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. My other kids have picked up on his feelings and are following his lead. It's clear that my son's refusal to engage with his dad is hurting him deeply. I've even caught him crying a couple of times. I empathize with what my kids are going through. I don't want them to grow up resenting their dad. While he may not have been a great husband, he's always been a loving and caring father to our children. I'm at a loss about how to best support my kids through this difficult time. If anyone has suggestions or advice on how to help them cope and navigate their feelings towards their dad, I would greatly appreciate it.